I click the links to join the channel here, become a member over at Subscribestar. I got a mailbox if you'd like to send me some wonderful comics. By all means, thanks to Vegan who sent me Batman versus Dracula by Eric Van Lustbander, which was an author I remember from the 80s who wrote like Japanese crossover type of books. Anyway, so John Delarose launches Andrew Tate parody comic Top Grift with artist Mike S. Miller, who's fantastic, on Fund My Comic after it's banned from Kickstarter and Indiegogo. This looks like a lot of fun. It's only $15. Someone please mail it to me. So, comic book creators are teaming up after they're banned by the soy. This is why we got to create our own platform, and Fund My Comic is a great way to get started. Because Indiegogo and Kickstarter, they banned actually one of Mike Miller's projects, one of his Lone Star projects, and then they shadow banned a bunch of other projects. And here's the thing with Comicsgate and crowdfunding their own comics. A lot of the time, you're bringing your own audience with you. So when you use a crowdfunder's Kickstarter, Indiegogo, you're hoping to bring your own audience with you and also for organic discovery. But that's what the Comicsgate network is for. So for something like Fund My Comics, it's really time to get on board, to get away from Indiegogo and Kickstarter, because they can shadow ban, they can outright ban, they can do anything they want. They're gatekeepers. And is one slightly better than the other? I don't think so anymore. In terms of what percentage they take and when they charge the stuff, there's differences in that kind of stuff. But in terms of gatekeeping, we've got to roll our own. There's no need to be tied into a mainstream gatekeeper. And I mean, these big companies, they're all the same as Patreon. You got hearing that interview with that Patreon guy years ago, and what a soy boy that guy is. It's like all we want is for these people to facilitate the transfer of things. These are just marketplaces, or they should be, but they don't. In fact, you want to go watch that interview with that guy. What a pussy he looks like. He's talking about being the platform itself, and like we just want to fund people to buy and sell goods. It should just be a marketplace. But, cultural Bolshevism has taken over these people, so we have to create a parallel economy. And actually, that's what Gab Marketplace is doing right now with their parallel economy. So Kickstarter said, we carefully reviewed it against our rules, unable to approve its launch. We're fighting inequality. This is in a letter they sent to him. Creating a more equitable world. What kind of cultural Bolshevik Saul Alinsky Frankfurt School nonsense is that? It's like these people are all on board that. Where there's no reason to ban the comic, but they, it's their playground. They can do whatever they want. Disallows projects that promote discrimination, subjugation, or intolerance towards marginalized groups. You see what a judgment call this is. I mean, if you're discriminating against Jean Delarose and Comicsgate, then he's a marginalized and oppressed and disenfranchised and othered group. I mean, we can use these cultural Bolshevik nomenclature as well, except we don't control these billion-dollar platforms, and they do, which is why you got to get on board, Fund My Comic. Then they told him to, check the rules. It just doesn't mean anything. It just means you committed wrong think. But Indiegogo didn't outright reject it, but they soft banned it by denying his funds via verification, whatever that means. They sent him an email from Princess, a member of Indiegogo's trust and user operations. I mean, the only things these people should ban should be illegal speech, selling contraband or advocating illegal activities. But these are private companies that can do as they wish. But they kind of corner the marketplace, and there's that concept of detrimental reliance where you rely on these. That's for implied contract, but it's something similar where you're relying on a platform, and then they pull the rug out from under you. It's just there's no reason not to start a third party. Like Fund My Comic. I think there's a couple others out there. So they're doing a soft ban because they don't want the project for some reason. Princess was silent and had not communicated with John Delarose himself, a person of color, my favorite person of color writer. So he's trying to get the issue fixed, and they don't want the project. It's like they didn't want Mike Miller's Lone Star because he was talking about, I guess, gang activity. And Indiegogo, I guess, views gang activity as marginalized and disenfranchised, like violent criminals. Yeah, these people are all communists. The goal of them is dismantle and deconstruct, which means subvert and corrupt. Remember that Transformers movie, The Side of the Patrol Car? I forget what it said, but it was a clever little bit. They have to destroy order and structure in the nation, and they seize control of these nexus points so they can push propaganda. Anything that subverts and corrupts, they will push. And they won't allow anything like a Lone Star, which is good guys fighting gang activities, which is what really happens in the real world. There's gangs throughout America, and they fit a certain mold, and Miller's comic pointed that out. It's like, okay, well, that's objective fact, that's reality, but Lone Star was banned off on one of those projects. But I mean, now there's fun in my comic. It would be, and I think what's that guy's name? The guy did Isom. Oh, what's his name? Eric July has a comic, or he's got a bunch of comics. He's got one with Chuck Dixon, which looks really good. Chuck Dixon's a fantastic writer. All About the Books sent me, thank you for that. Savage Kill All Men, sent me a big box of books. Freaking awesome. Savage Kill All Men, which is a great kind of Lost World, kind of Arthur Conan Doyle type of thing. That is what comics really needs. And then you look at mainstream comics, you're like, this sucks. This is all just soy boy pussy comics. Yeah, because you look at the people writing comics, they're not normal people. Like most people in Comicsgate are just basically normal people who want to have a little bit of fun, escapist comic books. Can we have a little bit of escapism? Just a little Henry Rider Haggard, Jules Verne, H.G. Wells, Edgar Rice Burroughs type of stuff. Just a little bit of nonsense, a little fluff. No, you're going to get like shaved side of the head, pink haired, nose ring, BLT, pox, walks, all this kind of BS, Saul Alinsky kind of cancer. Oh, but I don't actually want any of that stuff. Not only do I not want to pay for it, I don't want it for free. It's not even worth sailing the high seas for. Well, that's what we're going to make. And you're all Hugo Boss tinfoil hat if you reject it. Well, I mean, that may be so, but it's like you still can't get us to buy the comic. Anyway, so he says, prepare for the first comic that will sharpen you like iron, an age of iron. One might even call it an iron age. Fight the evil that is the Matrix, just like the greatest top grifter. Learn life lessons that will make women want you and men want to be you. This parody comic will change the world. John really is a gift. He's a fantastic writer. John and Mike Miller, what a great team up that is. So it's 20 pages, the most epic of manly man action, adventure, and pure winning by award-winning, number-one, best-selling author Jean Delarose and DC's Injustice artist Mike S. Miller, two trusted veterans of the comic book industry who are making the greatest high-tea alpha adventures of all time. Variant covers by Miller, Kosin, Sokotoa, Sharp, Nerd Wonder, and Lidl. What happened to Nerd Wonder? Oh, nice. See, that's what we need more of in comics. Just fun, escapist type of good times like that. And what do you get in mainstream comics? I try to take a look at a Captain Marvel. So mainstream comics are this, not exactly shaved side of the heads, but pretty similar. So with the spiked hair. I mean, this is like kind of basic San Francisco. BLT woman, 101, this kind of look, and and the thing is, like, they try to do this manly thing, but they're all kind of chubby. In fact, a lot of them are more than kind of chubby, but they're, wear jeans vests and boots, or sometimes they'll do stuff like, well, they'll wear shirts and ties that are completely unnecessary, but they associate it with males, and we're in an environment where all males are just wearing shorts, shoes, a t-shirt, and like a zip up or something, because it's just super, super casual. They're out walking around or something, and these people will be wearing like ties, and you go, why are you doing that? In your mind, that's what a male looks like. Anyway, this was mainstream Marvel for a long time. Zim, they, them, furry, otherkin. Anyway, so the comic's a parody of Andrew Tate's Top G #1 comic. Andrew Tate seems like a scumbag to me. That whole area of that's an op too. It's just it's coming from a different perspective. But any kind of messiah-like figure like that, who seems like just a total scumbag. Anyway, so his book costs $100 and shows his battle against the Matrix. But he's got Twitter, right? But he doesn't really doesn't get into too detailed about what the Matrix is or who's involved in the Matrix. Just kind of loose. It's just kind of vague, amorphous. Doesn't really want to nail it down. Weird. Weird, buddy. He wants your money. Just another grifter by like all these other kind of manosphere type of guys who are just taking. I mean, all the best advice for men and women is it's free. It's available online in books or in paper books or the classics, like all those. Like Plato's Republic is probably, I don't know. You could start there. I mean, there's a lot of books you could start with, and they're all free online. But people have this thing where if they think it's free, they don't value it. They have to value, like, who's that Jack Goldman Murphy guy, that total grifter? Or God, who's that? Speaking of people changing their names, who was that guy? Nikki Haley, who wants to unmask people that use her real name, and her real name is like Nikita Nimrata or something like that. Like, so yeah, maybe you should start by using your own name, Nimrata. No, I'm gonna go by Nikki Haley. But aren't you misrepresenting? Is that a kind of a lie by omission? Is it? Let's say it's a crime of moral turpitude or something, but it's a bit funky. Yeah, it seems a little bit of a misrepresentation. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, so the Jack Murphy Goldman types, he changed his name too. It's odd. All these people do this kind of stuff. Anyway, to sell you these kind of things, and looking at it, it's like the best advice in life is free advice. But these people are total scumbag grifters and charging all this kind of money where they anything that moves you away from like tribalism, blood tribalism, getting married, having kids, becoming a part of your community, whether that means a church or some other kind of connection. And that's what all these kind of scumbags are, because they focus on like putting women on, like women as that putting your finger inside a woman is the highest elevation for them. It's the highest thing. Like, that's just the left-hand path. Get married, have kids, become part of a tribe. That's the right-hand path. Anyway, so The Matrix, I became a superhero of the youth by telling the truth. Not really. I mean, you weren't really specific about anything. It's like you're specific about people paying you money and pimping women, that kind of stuff. I think that's why you get punished for it in Bulgaria, or East Europe or something. Harsh truths of the Matrix, how you escaped it. I mean, you didn't really escape it because you never really pointed out who's involved in the Matrix. There's a lot of people on social media now who are getting involved in that. Anyway, Top Grift's parody comic, John Del Rose, Mike Miller, for $15. Seems like a whole lot funner comic by people who don't take themselves. Well, Mike Miller takes himself a little seriously. He is a energized little hobbit. But John Del Rose does not take himself that seriously, and he's a fantastic freaking writer. It's a tale for the future, a parody of a parody. That's right. Because I mean, who's that Top Grift guy? I already forgot the guy's name. The bald-headed guy, the cigar smoking guy. I forget his name. He's Andrew Tate. He's a. I mean, I guess it's controlled ops is what you want to call it. It's like everything out there is an op, unless you're getting anti-aircraft fire, and the people who are getting fire, people on Odyssey and BitChute and all these other platforms have all been kicked off the mainstream. Anyway, it's a tale for the future, parodiest of parody. You'll laugh, you'll love, you'll kiss $15 goodbye. Anyway, can't imagine why it got banned off of Kickstarter, Indiegogo, because a bunch of gatekeeping soy boy pussies over there, and cat ladies, and just outright Bolshevik communists, globalist type, Quaff is a fantastic artist. I can't scroll down any further because there is one little bit of art by Quaff that's a bit spicy, but Quaff is the quaffiest, and he has the best intro on JDA's live stream show ever. It's like a North Korean parody intro. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys all next episode.